What is going on? I'm zmoT. New update just dropped. It fixes the warship leaderboard and a couple other things. So if you've been struggling to find a base, you can find some now with that new leaderboard feature being fixed. New, old. Anyways, I'm going to show you the biggest mistakes you can make in warship. I have gone ahead and unlocked two very different tech trees. So for the 4-engine room level, I have gone the bottom path, and on my other account, I have gone the top path. And there are some major mistakes here, but first, I want to show you an even bigger mistake that you could be making. And this was sent to me by an unnamed subscriber. So if you went in the 2-engine room level and 3-engine room level and decided to max your rocket launchers, you are now at the point where it's impossible to get to the next engine room. Not just improbable, but actually impossible. Because we're not getting any upgrade tokens in the chests, you can unlock absolutely everything and still not make it. So a little bit of an oopsie there on the tech tree. You can see absolutely everything has been unlocked and still completely impossible to get enough tech levels. So a little bit of an oopsie, very much an edge case, but I did want to pass that along just in case any of you are running an alternate account, or maybe you thought it would be super fun to max those rocket launchers and watch people's faces melt. Well, you're actually going to melt your own face, which is a little bit unfortunate. So, and Supercell has said there's nothing they can do about it. It's super edge case. We're talking about like 0.0001% of players, but do be aware of that. Or maybe do go embrace that if you want to have a little bit of fun. Anyways, so the bottom path. I went the bottom path on this account just to see how it would do, because obviously you get to artillery faster, you do get building damage, 10% doesn't do anything, and then you also have Shockineers, and Shockineers can be super fun. I'm going to show you a couple hits, but first and foremost, wanted to talk about mistakes. So mistake number one, if you go the bottom path, that's already a mistake, but the reason why it's a mistake is because building health is always a push point. Every season, building health is better, and moving forwards without building health, not really all that great, although, of course, you do skip out on 34 keys for Cavon, which saves you a little bit, but don't max your building damage. That is going to be a big nope. There's just not enough buildings, not enough tools out there, and you're wasting very important upgrade tokens. So that is going to be lesson number one. Do not go bottom path. Lesson number two, do not upgrade your building damage. And lesson number three is if you go that top path, don't be upgrading Kavon. Yes, getting Kavon is okay. His ice shields and his second wind are halfway decent, but do not upgrade him, because realistically, the end meta is probably going to be 2 rocket choppers per boat, and Kavon will just be wandering in behind, and again, upgrade tokens are your biggest issue right here. So I'm going to show you how I'm using Shockineers once in a while. They kind of make a useful hit, and oh, I got another mistake for you. Next mistake, way too many people are not realizing this. When you attack people and they don't have a rocket launcher on their base, it is for a very good reason. So the reason why these cannons are down here is because they kill riflemen dead. And then Dr. Vitamin doesn't do any healing, which doesn't make them go any faster or do any extra damage. Same thing with these here. So I'll show you these base here, like Admiral Mark, for example. Notice that I got 3 minutes and 10 seconds. That is pretty quick, and the reason I got so quick is because these rocket launchers actually make my attack go faster. So if you have a lonely little wimpy rocket launcher, please consider picking it up. So we've got 2 boats of rifles on the right-hand side because they don't need any sort of help. We've got 2 boats of rifles with a Vitamin. Now do note that I'm dropping, all of my troops have been dropped here, and then I drop this boat of vitamins late. Otherwise, they go over to the left-hand side and we have no vitamins on the right, and then we're just clearing. No flares required, clearing 3 engine rooms at once, and notice that vitamins are clearing and speeding there, and vitamins are clearing and speeding here, and we end up getting 3 engine rooms down at almost the same time. Notice that I did use the artillery on that right-hand side because that right-hand side always goes a little bit slower because it's tucked in the corner there, whereas that one is exposed. And then as soon as they go down, that flare is in the air and we are just getting them running. And now watch these rocket launchers. They're actually helping us because they're doing a little bit of damage. Not enough damage to actually do anything bad, but enough damage to get those vitamins, throwing those pills and getting the speed serum on our dudes, which makes us go faster. So way too many times at these low ranks, I see people with like a lonely rocket, like these rocket launchers, all you're doing is speeding up our attack. And on this right hand side, sometimes this is where I made the mistake. If they have like a machine gun, you know what, let's skip out of here. I've got a better one here for you against green. And look at these times, 3 minutes 9 seconds, pretty speedy. And this is where Shockineers show their usefulness. So on this right hand side, we've got Shockineers just stopping everything, absolutely shocking everything. And then we've got one boat, and then same details here. So we've got our vitamins, 2 boats of vitamins, one dropped a little bit late, and then our clone rifles just clearing the front. And on this right hand side, Shockineers keeping all of our rifles alive as we wait for both of the engine rooms to go down, and then we just need to throw a flare. This flare was a little bit premature, but we do have artillery, so then our troops are just blasting out of the start gates, and we just use all the rest of our GBE on that back engine room. So Shockineers can be a little bit fun, and what I've been doing is on these bases with like all of this, like all of the defenses in here, what happens is you clear one engine room, and then your Shockineers throw these like blue blasts out here, and they just like shock everything, which allows you to flare the other engine room. So like that split second after the engine room goes down, Shockineers kind of are useful. But overall, Shockineers are not the optimal path. This one has collected at least 3 or 4 chests in gold, and that is partially thanks to Kavon. I got into gold without Kavon, and then Kavon got me back into gold, and then artillery got me back into gold. So right about now, just absolute knife edge margins. People with brick and heavies and troop damage are beating me straight up. Like, if we watch, I think all of my losses, they have brick, almost certainly, and they're just walking through the base. And so this person did not have brick. I take that back in a giant way. Flaring and smoking. Destroy Machine just had a great hit on timing, and they're using the correct ability. So Ice Shields is very, very handy, and that was a good attack. So I take it back, but almost everyone else, come on, don't make me into a... There we go. There's the heavies. Most people are using one boat of clones with heavies and then just getting vitamin working and flaring engine room to engine room. They do have troop damage, which puts them behind in tech. I think going to 5 engine rooms is going to put me over the edge, but that is still 8-ish chests away. Probably... Right. 8-ish. My math, not so good. 4-ish chests away, probably 5, because I don't think I'll be able to claim them all in gold. But that is going to be... I assume these people are going to be slower to get to 5, simply because they've got more tech invested. You see that they've got brick and just battle orders through everything. Just walking through the base without any concerns for anything. So if you've got brick and heavies and troop damage, I am very envious at the second, but I'm banking on the fact that we've got 10 days left, meaning that maybe I've got a shot. And I'll show you my wins are like 3-2, 3-4, 3-3, 3-9. Got very lucky there. General Biscuits, thank you for disconnecting or retreating or whatever that was. But I'll show you my where my 3-9 go. I don't know how the heck I managed to get a 3-9. Let's just have a look, shall we? So, generally speaking, some stuff on the left with some stuff, but most of our things on the right, and then just flaring through all of this stuff, and that ice shield really, really, really helping, and that's right there is why they don't have, I told you, building damage, not the answer. Building health, very much, very, very much the answer. A good game to T-Bone, winning by 1 second. And this is where having that flamethrower up the front helped us immensely. That is the reason why we won it. They moved their flamethrower back, we would have lost. But flamethrower giving our vitamins something to heal, and I can't stress that enough. That is so vital this season. Don't put flamethrowers up the front. That's why everything is moved back, just to make this as slow as possible, or to make people use all their troops on that left ramp. Left ramp is longer, right ramp is shorter, adds a second or two, and all of those seconds do make a big difference. So 3 minutes 2, 3 minutes 4, I'll show you what this one, and then we're gonna call it a day, trying to keep the video short because running out of time. And then you see on this side, because they've only got cannons, same deal. You've already seen this hit, just dropping and running and clearing, and this one I didn't have artillery, but as you can see here, we're using second wind. Dropping Kavon late is fairly important, because if you use second wind before he's lost any troops, then he's going to bring back Tick 1 rifles, and we want to bring back clone rifles that have been maxed and had that boost applied. So very, very, very infrequently am I using second wind, but there are some times when it does work. So lots of info in the video today, not a lot of gameplay, but hopefully this one answers some questions, helps you avoid some pitfalls, and makes you feel sad for that person who maxed the rocket launchers. That's all I got. I'm going to go to the dentist, then I'm going to come back and claim this chest once they've given me the laughing gas, and that'll help ease the pain as I probably have to claim in iron. But note that because there's no upgrade tokens in those chests, that pressure to push, not really there. So I can leave this chest uncollected for like 2 days without having a lot of concerns until I get around that 100 key point. So ideally, you can find those little lulls where the bad players are all online, or you miss out on all the good players, and that's kind of how I've been claiming in gold, is just pushing a little bit, testing the waters, and seeing when the brick players and the heavy players have moved up and trying to claim the chests there. So typically when you collect your chests, you get all of those tokens, and then people get stronger, but right about now with this season, much less of a concern. So I'm zmoT. Like, share, subscribe, comment, let me know what you're doing for the summer, what you think of this new update, and how your task force is doing on Forlorn Hope and or Duplexity. Notice that Triangle 9 is now doing Duplexity and winning. We'll give you some more details on that soon, but I shall talk to you soon. I'm zmoT. Thanks for coming in. Peace.